All right, so welcome to this very special Friday live cast edition of the Callous Mind Talking Head podcast. Today I'm talking about politics in general, and I had some words written down here, so I'm going to go off my script a little bit here. Anyone who follows politics closely knows it's a dirty business. Politicians lie to get your vote. They tell you what you want to hear only to serve their own agenda and that of their donors once elected. In this 2024 election season, I feel a responsibility to clear the air of toxic lies these campaign ads are spewing by investigating some of the claims myself, by listening to what these same politicians have previously said, or perhaps more importantly, how these politicians have previously voted and conducted themselves while in office. I said in a previous live stream that I think Ruben Gallego is a fraud. He's campaigning as a moderate, but has behaved like a radical while in the United States Congress. And I also believe that Kamala Harris is in that same camp where she has, she's campaigning just like Joe Biden did. Joe Biden campaigned as a moderate. I'll be a president for everyone. I care about you. But the reality is that I have serious questions when it comes to that. So with that in mind, I want to bring some receipts here in this video, and I also want to have some yucks and some laughs. So let me get over here and take off my screen animation, and then you guys should be able to see my screen and then hopefully hear the video in this video. And the sad reality is that this live video may actually be taken down from replay because I might cross the line into some copyrights, but I'm just kind of talking about these videos, so maybe they'll let it fly, I don't know. But right now, here's a segment from The Hill covering CNN, so let's watch this together.
CNN's Aaron Burnett did a deep dive on Vice President Kamala Harris's far-left past and was shocked by some of the Harris 2019 policies. Let's watch.
A K-file investigation has uncovered, meantime, a 2019 questionnaire. And in this questionnaire, Harris laid out some much more liberal stances, among them on immigration. So in 2019, in what K-file found, she said she would cut funding to ICE, writing, quote, "Our immigrant detention system is out of control, and I believe we must end the unfair incarceration of thousands of individuals, families, and children. I was one of the first senators after President Trump was elected to advocate for a decrease in funding to ICE." Well, now, of course, she's touting the Biden administration's executive order to crack down on the border.
Doesn't end there. CNN also uncovered Harris supporting providing gender transition surgery to detain migrants if they want it, among other policies. Let's watch.
A lot of people ask us, what's the difference between mud water and mushroom coffee? First, we are mushroom coffee. Mushroom coffee.
She said on immigration, she made this open-ended pledge to end immigrant detention. She said she supported taxpayer-funded gender transition surgeries for detained migrants. She also said she supported
taxpayer-funded gender transition surgeries for detained migrants. She actually said she supported that.
She both wrote and answered in the affirmative when she was asked this. Oh. And she said she also supported it for federal prisoners. Now, she also pledged to slash immigration detention by 50%, close all family and private facilities, and decrease funding for ICE, and then to end ICE detainers with local law enforcement.
I mean, these are things that, you know, it would be hard.
That doesn't sound like somebody who is a border hawk, as she's now pretending to be, and that she's going to secure the border. I'm sorry, but these people have given me no particular reason to believe what they say, because they have been full of shit thus far. So next, we have this hysterical video from Sky News, and I just gotta play this. It's just so damn funny.
Elon Musk is encouraging a hilarious parody ad mocking Kamala Harris to go viral on X after California Governor Gavin Newsom signed a law to eliminate deepfake and other AI-generated content in the lead-up to the election. The law was sparked by a series of parody videos created by AI and using deepfakes to mock Kamala Harris on social media.
I, Kamala Harris, am your Democrat candidate for president because Joe Biden finally exposed his senility at the debate. Thanks, Joe. I was selected because I am the ultimate diversity hire. I'm both a woman and a person of color. So if you criticize anything I say, you're both sexist and racist. I may not know the first thing about running the country, but remember, that's a good thing if you're a deep state puppet. I had 4 years under the tutelage of the ultimate deep state puppet, a wonderful mentor, Joe Biden. Joe taught me rule number 1, carefully hide your total incompetence. I take insignificant things and I discuss them as if they're significant. And I believe that exploring the significance of the insignificant is in itself significant.
Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time, and there is such great significance to the passage of time.
Another trick is trying to sound black. I pretend to celebrate Kwanzaa, and in my speeches, I always do my best Barack Obama impression.
So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
And okay, look, maybe my work addressing the root causes of the border crisis were catastrophic, but my knowledge of international politics is truly shocking.
The United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. It is an alliance that is strong and enduring.
And just remember, when voting this November, it is important to see what can be, unburdened by what has been. And by what has been, I mean Joe Biden. Do you think the country went to over the past 4 years?
The law signed.
Oh my God, man, I just love that so much. That is just so damn fun. And I actually got a couple more clips here that I'd put off to the side. So here's one from a Trump rally. And then, of course, I'll have a Joe Rogan snippet, too, so that's just fantastic.
Donald Trump wakes up thinking about himself, how to enrich himself and his billionaire friends, stay out of jail, and give himself more power. Kamala Harris will work across the aisle and fight for a future that's not just about getting by, but getting ahead.
I'm sure.
This happened, and we all saw what happened, and we see what happened. Kamala was a total disaster yesterday, and at every other interview, she's been just a free fall. I don't know what the hell's going on. She can't do an interview. She doesn't want to do them. Something's wrong. Let's just take a look. Let me just see. We have a little video. You know, we spend all the money on these screens. We want to use them a little bit. Let's play it just for a second. Thank you.
The Kamala word of the day is clearly story.
It is your story and the story of our friends before you is really, that's the American story, right? In telling your story and being so strong in the way you do it, and both of these stories, for you to tell these stories, this story is a story that is sadly not the only story.
It's unbelievable. It's simply unbelievable. It's like a child who learns one word and then they struggle for the next thought and it never comes. But
Oh my God, man. It's hard to believe that this stuff is real. Oh my God. Our politics have just descended into absolute nuttery. So, alright, so one more here. And, you know, if you guys happen to see this, if you're able to see it, then you can feel free to comment below or whatever.
So she's probably talking about Trump being on Twitter. Is that what it is?
So she was talking to Jake Tapper. So we'll see
right.
What this is.
Yeah. So here's Kamala on censorship.
You can't say that you have one rule for Facebook and you have a different rule for Twitter. The same rule has to apply, which is that there has to be a responsibility that is placed on these social media sites to understand their power. They are directly speaking to millions and millions of people without any level of oversight or regulation. And that has to stop.
Okay, right away.
Yeah.
There's no way to misconstrue that.
What does that mean?
Oversight and regulation for free speech is ridiculous.
Yeah, totally.
Just that alone, there's no way to misconstrue that, right? What she
Okay, so there you go. That was from Kamala's own words there. And you know what? And while I'm on here, I just want to do one more story here from from Outkick, because since Outkick's more of a sports site, and that's usually my lane, but I can assure you that these politics impact my life much more than sports do. Period. Paragraph. Full stop. So I don't win anything when my team gets a win or wins a playoff game or whatever, but voting for bad policies, if people vote for bad policies, that undoubtedly seriously impacts my life, whether I agreed with those policies or not. So in that way, politics is a whole hell of a lot more important to me than sports is, just because it has more of an impact on my life. So so this from Outkick. Man goes viral for destroying CNN. CNN's Elle Reeve was at a MAGA boat parade in Panama City, Florida, when she gifted the internet one of the greatest interviews you'll ever see. She pressed a shirtless man with a beer in an Alabama koozie about why he cares so much about the economy, especially if he owns a boat. How can someone who owns a boat possibly care about the economy, right? What happened next was pure art. Do yourself a favor by getting a beer of your own, smash the play button, and let me know your thoughts at his email address. This exchange belongs in the Smithsonian. The article reads, CNN, if you can afford, you're not hurting so bad, right? Because boats cost a lot of money and it's a lot of upkeep. American hero, listen. Nobody gave me shit. I earned everything that I've got. I'm retired military, retired power plant. I'm successful and retired with boats and jet skis because I did it right. And everybody has that chance. Whether they choose or not, that's up to them. I honestly thought this was a parody of CNN when I first saw it. How does being comfortable mean you're not supposed to care about the economy? That is a great question. Is the implication that only poor people can care about the economy? That's just simply not true. Everyone should care about the economy because it impacts us all. And that's what I just said about politics and policy. Be careful what you wish for, and be even more careful what you vote for, because the reality is that it will, in fact, impact us all if you vote in a bad, terrible way. So,